I found some old notes which I shall read out to you. I shall try and do it without farting. How to reconcile religion and science. Science and religion both ask us to believe stuff that cannot be proven. Science says 70 to 84% of the universe is made of theoretical dark matter. That's 7 to 8 out of 10 people that you know, well, in theory. Religion says the universe is God and vice versa. That's 100% of the people you know. Is it easier to prove 70 or 100? Well, neither. It's easier to prove one. I am, therefore, so are you. When scientists look at a particle, the wave function collapses. Since all this tiny stuff is both wave and particle, that means scientists are destroying half of reality when they clock in. Monks don't do that. String theory says that there has to be 11 dimensions in order to consolidate quantum mechanics with relativity. Up, front and left, some wavy ones, and time for it all to happen. And a few others. Let's go really deep on this first one. Really deep. Now, this is going to blow your socks off. You need to hold on to your hat. You might even want to take your hat off and hang it somewhere convenient, maybe on a hook somewhere near the front door. That's usually a favourite. This is not something that I've just come up with. It's been said by yogis and teachers for thousands of years. There are thousands of people saying it now. Doctors and physicians and scientists. They're all saying the same thing in slightly different ways. I realised with this project that I have actually got an incredible amount of stuff to get through. And so what I'm going to have to do to get anywhere, look at all this. Oh. Well, what I have to do to get anywhere is jump right in at the deep end and go with the furthest out thing I can think of, which will be a basis for everything else that I want to cover. So, what I want you to do is imagine... I'm going back the other way. Ooh, I made it. I'd like you to imagine an infinite universe. Okay, you say, Rodders, we can't do that because you've already told us that we live through a mind, we experience life through a mind that only sees duality, and duality cannot encompass infinity. Fair enough. So just imagine what it would be like, and if you can't imagine, just pretend you can imagine what an infinite universe would be like. And let's say there were a bunch of natural forces at play in this infinite universe. This infinite universe with infinite possibilities. Now, one of these natural forces could be intelligence, like the intelligence of snowflakes that can create a different shape with each one, or the intelligence of an acorn that can grow into a tree without any plans, without any prompting from outside forces. These things, we don't look at them as being intelligent. Not the way we normally think of it. For example, thinking it can grow mushrooms of incredible proportions. But just imagine that there is this intelligence and it pervades the whole of the universe. It's an intelligence that makes planets swing round stars. It's an intelligence that makes fire explode from the middle of stars, or wherever it comes from. So there's this intelligence, and it's not in little pockets here and there. It pervades the whole thing. So just imagine that that intelligence, which is infinite and therefore only one thing, would like to know it exists. The only way it can do that is by creating something that is not in opposition to it, but something that is not it, something that is, it can measure itself against. So like your eye cannot see your eye, and I'm not talking about mirrors and stuff, and your tongue cannot taste your tongue, your nose cannot smell your nose. Similar to that, this infinite intelligence, I think I'm going to say here, is compelled to create something to measure itself by. And so it creates an incredible game, a game that, like virtual reality, is totally immersive. And it experiences things that are not itself, although they are itself because it's infinite and therefore has no boundaries. It's like this thing with some religions that say, well, there's God and there's this devil type creature. Where is this devil? If God is infinite, it has no boundaries. Excuse me. Something that is infinite is beyond our ideas. And so therefore, like I said, we can just imagine it. And if we can't imagine it, just pretend we can imagine it. Just to clarify something here, if something is infinite, it doesn't have edges or borders. And therefore, if there's something called a devil, it must be part of what is called the infinite. You can't have a God and a devil. You can only have one thing. There is one final thought I want to record here, and Action Man is taking the pose of the thinker. He's not actually posing for a fart. This infinite awareness that is projecting itself into the physical universe is projecting the universe. It is the holographic universe that science is talking about, and the projector of the holographic universe is consciousness. It is consciousness and awareness that is actually creating everything we see. This is what quantum physics is saying, that the universe we see is only seen because we see it. It's only there because we see it. If we weren't looking at it, it wouldn't be there. That's what science says. Crazy or what? Which is true, really, because if there was just infinite nothingness, that would be because there is no awareness. And if there was no awareness, there would be nothing. So everywhere must have awareness. Everywhere in the whole universe must have a consciousness to it. Simple, really. And because it's infinite and everywhere, it is within each of us. Therefore we are part of the whole. And the whole is a part of us. Next issue. Can you guess what's going to happen next?